I watched the documentary on The Biggest Loser, Fit for TV on Netflix, and I'm sure you have as well, or maybe it's on your watch list. What comes across to me, I already knew this program was icky. It gave me makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't agree with a lot of the strategies, reasons, and things behind it. There seemed to be this element of making fun of people when they're at their most vulnerable, when they were actively seeking people that were struggling, unhappy in their body, unhappy in their weight. Probably a lot of them as well were having poor relationship with food, poor relationship with their body, and this was capitalized on. It was marketed for entertainment, but to these people, it was a lifeline. It was going to be something that could help them change their lives. So watching the program and then seeing how the contestants were, what they were subject to as part of this, like the shaming, even the temptation challenges around food, it was all extremely uncomfortable to watch. And revisiting it and watching it through that documentary, you can see the impact that it did have on the contestants there. You can see from them going through an extreme weight loss, they did experience a lot of health issues as well. Loss of hair, dehydration, injuries. These things are not normal, and they are a side effect of extreme weight loss, but it's not a healthy way to do it. So these people, it was a competition, and when you're just focusing on a competition to lose as much weight as possible, it is going to come up with issues. They didn't have the mental support or the emotional support to deal with what they were going through. This is really the issue for me, because it's clear to see that these people did have poor relationship with their bodies, poor relationship with food, but that emotional and that mental support that they so needed wasn't there. They wanted to feel heard, they wanted to feel supported, they needed that emotional guidance, and that's what was lacking. And the fact that when people are desperate, they will go to these extreme lengths and put their trust, thinking this is something that's going to help me, and yet be let down again, only to come out feeling shame, guilt, failure, which is not what you should be feeling on a health and fitness journey. And that's what's the most upsetting for me. The issues as well around the comparison to each other, that competition element. Again, this is all stuff that I talk about that I find is very problematic within society itself, and it's why a lot of people have issues, and people I work with, the clients I work with, and this to me is why it's so important to look at sustainability, longevity and health all together. And that's why extreme weight loss can have these issues. Yeah, there's a lot of impact, like the health and stuff. You have if you go and watch the documentary, if you watch it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you message me back, give me an email, I'd love to hear what you thought as well, because there's so many things and so many subjects to talk about. The way that even the trainers were, I don't like the clip where one of the trainers, Bob, said about if you've struggled with your weight, that's always going to be a monkey on your back. It can be if you don't deal with the mindset and emotional side, but there is a way around it. That's what we call limiting beliefs, beliefs about yourself that can be holding you back. And yes, it takes time to work through, but these things are possible. So it goes against everything that I help people with, and this is why I'm so passionate about it, and that's exactly why I wanted to come and talk about this on today's video. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they were pushing people to being sick, extreme exercise, and not to mention the calories as well, putting people on extremely low calories, going against what the doctor had actually advised, 800 calories, doing 5 hours of exercise. That is just not advisable whatsoever. And that's why a lot of these people had a lot of implications and injuries as well. But also, that's not sustainable. So of course, people coming out of the show and then going back into day-to-day life, I believe it says in the documentary, they did a research, there was a study, and all but one, I can't remember the amount of people they did the study on, but all but one had put the weight back on, regained the weight. But again, that's not just because it's not sustainable, it's because they didn't have the emotional and mindset work as well to actually deal with the issues that had probably put them into that situation in the first place. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts.